Welcome, friends, to Gold Rush. As many of you might remember, I feel a fair bit of camaraderie for the more general kind of laid-back games. Having played my fair share of Euro Truck Simulator and Farming Simulator, well, it's time to get involved on a slightly different take. So, this is Gold Rush. I've seen some really old gameplay footage of this, but it's still in moderately active development, and it seems like it's the level of complexity that I really like in a game. So, just having a quick look at the difficulty settings here. Machine failures in a pressure system. Okay, so it seems like the only major difference outside of blocking some things from being changed is the golden nugget option. Everything else is fairly straightforward. I'm going to have a quick look and see if there's any achievements for playing this on hard before we begin. Okay, so there's nothing there. There's nothing on the achievement list for playing on hard, so we're going to hit up normal. There is also nothing on the achievements list involving the nuggets, so we'll see how it goes. Would we like to play the tutorial? No. I've watched some Gold Rush, and I think it'd be more fun to enjoy the carnage and chaos that will be me trying to learn this game without playing the tutorial. So, yeah, I've seen two different people play through this game. Some person called Dre and another one called Dangerously Funny. Both of which, well, let's just say that their lack of attention is a little bit annoying. Alright, so, getting info, we've got journals. Opening backpacks, cool, no problems. Sounds good. Okay, this is... well, what's going on? Alright. So basically there's, this is the journal, I assume, or... and we can click on something and we can see a video of how it works. Cool. Then we got stuff about the blacksmith, the bank, and some other places. Oh, it's the factory. Find the factory to dump all gathered magnetite. Okay. Well, we'll work that out. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. Okay. Oh, wow. Sensitivity is extremely high. Really? We don't have... oh, there it is. Controls. Yeah. Let's lower that substantially. It's still a little fast. Let's get that down a little bit more. Let's go to about a 17. I'm also going to assume that I want something like that. No. Alright. Okay, a little bit slow. Great. Eventually, games will just take your desktop sensitivity as an idea for how sensitive you want your video game, and it'll be fine. Alright, that's about right. It's close enough for me to be like it's maybe like 1 too high, but that's fine. So we start here at our hotel. And we're gonna break out on the first day and go and get us some gold. We're going to jump in our trusty car. Z to show controls. Pretty straightforward. W, A, S, and D. Diff lock, whatever the heck that is. Alright. Now we have additional controls. Oh, we can... Okay. So we have to turn the engine on first. Okay, handbrake is space. Alright. Controls reasonably okay. Alright, that saving is going to be a little annoying. I have, of course, no idea where I'm supposed to be going. But, you know, the truck was pointed this way, so usually you would assume that this is the way I'm supposed to go. And besides, we can just go and do a little bit of exploration first, and see how it is. Okay, road closed. Oh, cool. The truck rolls pretty well, and it's picking up speed downhill without me having to press anything. That's always a nice sign. So here we are in town. We only have half a tank of gas, so maybe we want to fill up on gas when we start our journey. So we turn the handbrake on, we turn the engine off, and then we get out. Now that level of putting the handbrake on, turning the engine off, and getting out is going to be something that we're going to have to do a heck of a lot. And it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, because it's not really the sort of thing... Jeez, that's expensive when all we have is... Okay. When all we have is $450 to our name. Alright, can we get in and shift over? Sure, that's a little awkward to look at, but it does work. Alright, so this is the beginnings of the town. And I'm going to try hitting M for a map. Cool. So we started there, we've made our way into town. And if we have a look at Old Arnold Parcel, that's what we have available to us. At least I believe so at the start. That is the case for the previous versions of this that I've seen. But we might have to go and talk to some people in town first. So this is the bank. It's kind of strange that, like, I can't hover over this and have it give me any details on it. I have to look at this legend. But, yeah. Sort of just having a bit of a look. Yeah, the fact that these are all green kind of tells me that maybe I'm... but this says allotment closed. Interesting. Okay, so I guess I first have to set up some kind of rental arrangement, which I'll probably be doing here or here maybe, so let's go have a little look at that. Oh yeah, handbrake. It's gonna take a little bit of working out. There was a water tower there that we could probably access. It's good to know. Alright, so here's the bank. I don't think the bank's going to be where I... Oh, okay, controlling this is a little funky, but that's alright. We'll get into it. Let's have a look at our bank. Yeah, so here we get to have a look at the parcels. So our expected amount of gold here at the Old Arnold parcel is low. The additional provision of rent is 30%. That means Old Arnold will take 30% of anything that they own. To go up to the higher tiers is going to take quite a significant effort. You can see that it's $800,000 to lease this, with the owner of it taking 45%, which is insanity. So let's see how that goes. Let's lease this. Now, to begin with, you can only have a single machine on the parcel, and upgrading that, of course, costs a little bit of money. So That's fun. We can take loans. We can get a loan up to $1,200 dues. We're probably not going to do that straight away. We have the stock market. This shows, this shows the fluctuation of gold throughout the course of the day, throughout 5 days, 10 days, and a year. So, naturally, you want to sell when it's high, ideally. And when we have gold bars, we take them here and we sell them. Pretty straightforward stuff. Now, of course, to start our trip, we're going to have to get ourselves the bare basics to get involved in Gold Rush. And that involves going to the shop, which I think is just here. Yep. This is it. So normally in games like this, you'll have some kind of an inventory system and stuff like that. Not so in Gold Rush, as you're about to see. I have like a run button? Oh, I do. That run is like super fast though. I'd like something between these two. Anyway, so this is the store. And, you know, we don't have like a list of items. We've just got to sort of go around and pick up whatever we need to buy. Now we start the game with nothing but our truck. So we're going to need a thing called a hog pan. We got a hog pan with a pump and a hog pan without one. So basic dirt, you have to use buckets filled with water to rinse the pay dirt. Yep. And this says it's an advanced dirt hopper. You take a water pump and plug it in, and then you only have to supply the pay dirt. Well, we don't have those funds, so we're going to start with the hog pan no pump. We're going to buy... Let's try 3 of these suckers and see how it goes. We're also going to need, well, I assume 3 per pan, but it doesn't really tell me in here, does it? Maybe we're supposed to look at our journal for that. So if we have a look at our journal and hog pan no pump, hog pan sluice box, and 2 hog pan mats. So it's assuming that the basic set will involve 2 hog pan mats for the 1 hog pan, because it's got to do with the sluice box. Yeah, that's right, I need to buy sluice boxes. So that's these as well. Interesting. Okay, we may have made a mistake here. I don't know how to remove a single thing. What about if we click that? No. Maybe when we go over to the cash register, we'll be able to sort of change. Yeah, okay, cool. So, we'll have a look at that in just a moment. Alright, so we're going to need 2 hog pan mats per. So we're just going to, even though we can't afford this, we're just going to... we're going to keep doing like our ideal setup, and then we can have a look at what that was saying. It was also saying that I'm going to need some buckets, and that's pretty much it. Well, it says a bucket, but I know this game. You need a heck of a lot more than a single bucket. Okay, buckets are in a different position in this game. We're going to grab 5 buckets. Alright. Now, when we go and have a look, it's going to cost us 725, which we do not have. Now, early in the game, maybe taking a loan is not ideal, because then you're going to have to pay it back. But I'm kind of a little bit tempted, because I really want to get this up and running. You know what? Let's try just dropping this all down by 1. Now that drops it to 525. You know, I think I'm going to need 4 mats if I've got the sluice box extension. So what if we just do that? I like that we can't see how much money we have in this screen, but I'm pretty sure we have more than that. We probably don't need that much either. Alright, cool. So we find our stuff outside the store in the designated area. So let's go have a look at that. Alright, here's all of our stuff. Now I'm gonna... Oh, it's kind of a... How do I... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know that it doesn't have anything in it, but you know... Could you kindly go in there, please? Alright, nope, the game doesn't want me to do that. I was like, I just want to store it in the bucket, but alas. Alright, so we pick it up, yeah, put it in the truck. And this is the game. It has a bit of a physics engine, as you can tell by the way that those are standing up. It's a fairly interesting one. I expect that we're going to see some crazy shenanigans to do with physics as this game continues. Alright, you know what we can also do? We can also like lower our tray and pretend like we're a normal person. No. Do we have like a throw button? No, not really. Alright. So the game saves at very regular intervals, and I believe that that might be because the game crashes at regular intervals. So we may have the occasional crash involved. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so far so good. We got our single hog pan. I was really hoping to get two, but I don't want to get a loan at this early stage of the game. I'm also kind of intrigued to know if like loans are based on credit or if they're just based on how much money you've made. Alright, let's stick that stuff in our trailer. Can't close the sideboard because this is too... Alright, what about that? That better? Cool. Alright. Looks like we got everything. How much money do we have? $72. I'm going to just maybe grab one other thing. So I don't know where to find the thing that I'm after, so it's just going to take me a little while. We're going to want one thin water hose. We're also going to want a filter for that water hose. Proper miner's moss. Oh, nice. Oh, a big transport crates. Okay. That's probably useful. In fact, that's probably very useful. If I can't find the thing that I'm after, I'll probably grab a transport crate. So what I'm after is like a filter? I don't think it's going to be out there. That's all spare parts, but we'll have a look at that. So, as the game continues, you're going to have to replace things. Oh. Well, there we go. Water filter. Okay, that's to not clog your pump. Well, we don't have a pump. Alright, it's fine. What we'll do is we'll grab this. Do we have a small transport crate then? You have a medium and a large. Yeah, medium will do for now. So we'll get rid of that and grab that. We don't need to see that message ever again. I'm not going to forget how this game works. Alright, so I think the idea is we put stuff in there and then... Cool. Yeah, that looks like it'll mostly stay. Some good old Aussie engineering will get that sorted. Alright, let's have a look. So we want to get to the Old Arnold parcel. Which is going to involve going down Old Railway Road, following it through a little factory here, and then up into the parcel itself. So we need to effectively reverse and get around there. Alrighty. Yeah, we can take this route. Sure, don't worry about that, policeman. So over on our right is where we start getting our big machines when we get around to it. It'll be a long time before we can go in there. But there's quite a few of them, and they are fairly interesting. Okay. So story pages, things that will, well, I don't actually know what they actually do outside of providing a discount on purchases, machinery purchases in particular. So they're quite good to go and have a look at, but we're not going to have a look at those straight away. We're going to focus on getting to our parcel and finding us some gold, because it's 10 AM already, and we want to get on the road. Alrighty. Oh, nice. A little bit of drifting there. It's pretty cool. Alright, I think we go all the way around this way and then to the left. Yeah, cool. So this is the old Arnold parcel. We have access to pretty much everything on here, including a fast travel point if we want to unlock it. Ow. Okay, could we... Thank you. Okay, the game just likes to throw the camera in interesting... Okay, it's fine, game. So, over here is where we'll eventually be digging. We'll basically be taking on some machinery to get involved with that. But we're not there yet. We don't have anywhere near that level of stuff, so instead we have to go here. Oh, I'm gonna keep hitting stuff, aren't I? Oh, forgot to turn my engine off. That would have been bad. Alright, we're gonna grab our transport crate and put it on the ground. And we're gonna take these out first. And just put... Sure. We'll grab a bucket. We'll grab 2 buckets. Basically, I don't know if we're going to need the... cool, there is a jump button. That's nice. Don't know if we're going to need the additional buckets straight away. But for now, this will work. Alright, cool. And now hopefully when we pick this up... Yeah. Alright, so this little mound of dirt over there that you can see is where we're going to be doing our first stage of mining. Ah, excellent. I'm glad I didn't get multiple hog pumps because it actually doesn't look like we could place multiple. So that would have been bad. Alright, we're going to drop you there. Now normally, in a game like this, if it was some kind of flash game or something like that, you know, there'd be a stream and you can use it and you can just continue to use it just fine. In this game, not so much. The stream will have temperamental days. It will run dry if you exert it. There's a whole bunch of little shenanigans that come around in this game, which is kind of why I've wanted to get involved with it. Alright, let's set up our hog pump. It doesn't look like... So normally I'm used to these grates having some kind of placement-y thing, but this does not. That's the extension. Okay, yeah, cool, there we go. So we start with this, put that in position, put you in position. The, like, multiple side bits for mats is a little bit interesting, but we'll see how that goes. There's our hog pan. Cool. Alrighty. Now, there we go. Get ourselves some water. I'm going to have to do that with both our buckets. They don't look like they got any water in them, hey? Oh, maybe that's what the, like, brownie level is, I guess. I guess because it's dirty water? I don't know. Anyway, we have our box, we have our mats, we have our water. Now, we need to get to digging. Now, there is a story point over here, so maybe we'll find that first while we're here before we start digging. Is it over here? No. Okay. Oh, I'm glad to see. Okay, I was going to say that whole story thing has kind of disappeared. I don't know, a flashing icon on the screen is just something that I'd like to see go away. But yeah, if we go into this tent, we even have like a bunch of equipment and stuff. Most of which the only thing of use is this little pad, which allows us to access things remotely, which is kind of cool. Our gold pan. I thought that that would just be in our inventory, but clearly not. Okay, so we actually started with some equipment, including this big bowl. Interesting. No. Go inside? Yes. No. Damn. Alright. This might be useful, so we're going to go put it over there. Fill it up with water as well. It's going... The story icon will annoy me for some time, but that's okay. Also, the vaguely repetitive music will probably get to me as well. Oh, that's cool. The water does seem to depend on the angle of the surface that it's touching, so that's kind of funky. And yeah, if the sunlight hits it just the right way, you can sort of see that yes, there is indeed liquid in these buckets. Alright, no idea what the story point is. Not going to bother about it right now. Let's just get to digging. So we have a bunch of tools that we start the game with. We have a shovel, a small shovel, a screwdriver, 2 screwdrivers, a crowbar, a wrench, and a part analyzer. Apparently those are the things that we decided to take with us on our merry journey. Alright, so shoveling is pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. So how full is that? 11%. Alright, so we're gonna fill the hog pan up first. Dig in some dirt. And as you can see, we're starting to deform the terrain by doing this. There are a little couple of fiddly things, but, you know, having to... Oh, okay. I mean, I like gold nuggets. I like the idea of the gold nuggets. So I'm going to keep it. We found an 18-gram gold nugget. It's also our first time playing, so why not? Alright, so 100%. Let's pick up a bucket. I'm going to drop that down. And as you can see, alright, so it looks like each bucket does an amount. Yes, that's what I wanted. So the multiple buckets is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if I can queue it up, so I'm not going to. Alright, and we've filled the moss mats by 9%. Now, while I could get them to 100%, and that is probably the ideal thing, what we're going to do here is we're going to just have a little bit of a look at our first batch. It's not going to get us much. Remember that we're at 18.3 already, because we found a nugget. So we rinse the moss mat. We only need to do it once. And bingo, we got We've got dirty water, so that's designed to sift out the gold through all this particulate matter, but it also sifts some dirt and dust. So we want to get the gold out of that, and for that we're going to need to drop some of the dirt into the gold pan. Pick up the gold pan, we come over to the big bowl, and how do I lower this? Okay, right click to move up and left click to move down. Alright, see how it goes. And shift to actually. Alright, so we want that, and then I want to just swish the pan around. If it could stop lagging, that would be fantastic. No, it really does not like this for whatever reason. So normally this water's supposed to get really dirty, but maybe because there's not much in it, it's kind of fine. So how do I get rid of the water? Oh, okay, ASD. Alright, so that's an example, and we can see one nugget there, but we're going to try... Oh, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to these controls. So we do that. Alright, so I'm going to guess that because that water isn't getting any dirtier, that we have in fact, unless I'm just not doing it. Oh, no, that's definitely not it. I was like, unless I wasn't doing it hard enough, but we're good. Alright, so we have our first little tiny nugget. And we can pick that up. And as you can see, we went from 18 point something to 18 point something. So, you know, not a great yield, but we also have barely begun. So what do we do then? We basically go back to the gold panning mode, we drop the rest of the nuggets, and then we escape out. E for exit. Alright, for the beginning of the game, we're going to be doing this an awful lot. Yeah, so you can see that it's tinged the water ever so slightly there. But given that there's very little actual dirt in there, you know, it's only 9% from moss basically, so it's not going to oops. How do I... Okay. Forgot to get rid of the excess dirt, which we apparently put into this water, which totally makes sense to me. You know, because you put the dirt back into water because you want to dirty it. I don't know, it's a bit weird, but whatever. I'm glad that the nuggets don't have physics until they get to this point. Alright. We got the water off. We switch to... Man, these controls are going to take a little bit of getting used to. But that's okay. Switch back to gold panning, get rid of the things, and then exit out. I wonder if that's what I was talking about regarding the mining mouse sensitivity. Alright, so basically there's always going to be, per bucket, 4 panning options. So we do that. That water got pretty dirty, so I'm just going to try that again. No, just the one little nug. That's alright. And in total, we're now at 20.4. So it's slow work, but that's what you get for trying to, you know, do a bunch of hog panning, basically. E. Alright, so we're at 20 something grams of gold. We're going to get these mats to 100% and see what we can get out of that. Alright, so 11%ish, so let's do, what, we need 9 shovels worth. I hope you're all doing well on this fantastic day. I know that I haven't been making any content for quite some time, so the fact that I've come out with this content is probably a little weird. Yeah, I can see how much easier the Nugget system makes the game. Alright, 100%. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I haven't really had a house set up where I could easily make content. And I still kind of don't. It's very early in the morning here, and you know that we've got dogs that are going to make a lot of noise. It's just in general not going to be great. But Nvidia has released this voice stuff that will hopefully nuke a lot of that noise. At least that's what I'm hoping. So, and that should get them to about 9% again. Cool. So we just need to do that a bunch more times. So yeah, not a whole heck of a lot going on for me. But I figured I would jump on board and do some videos, because why the heck not? If you are here and you haven't watched my stuff in ages, but have felt the sudden desire to, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you've been up to. So in my life, I've got a resin 3D printer that I'm going to be starting a new channel for. I'm doing a whole bunch of board game and video game related content for. It's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah, it does look like we can chain that fairly well. But it's a while away. Which means that I can... There was a time where I took this... Sorry, just one second. I wonder if it's easier for me to do something else. We'll test that. I'm thinking if the bucket can hold like 100% of a hog pan, then maybe we fill the bucket and then use the bucket to fill... Yeah. You know me, when it comes to efficiency, it's kind of my goal. So naturally, the pump variety will save you from having to do that. Alright, let's try this. Put you there. Well, let's go stand somewhere else a little bit. Sure. And... 2... Really? Bucket is full after 3? Well, that's not easier, is it? Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Did you see how it did that? Okay. So we would need 3 buckets if we were going to do that, and then 3 transitions. I think it would actually be faster. I don't know, during the animation of the upswing, we can kind of move across, so maybe not at this stage, but at future stages, perhaps. Also, I'm slowly sinking into the ground, so that's kind of fun. Nice. So, understanding that this isn't the most thrilling content in the world, I'll be back with you in a few moments.